Good mid-afternoon, everyone. T-Speaker 222 XRP Future Millionaire. I want to bring you guys with an update. It's 4:09 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, about 2 hours and 51 minutes before the daily close. So let's just touch base on XRP real quick and see what's going on. So look at the volume, we look at everything. And right now, the most important thing is where are we trading? We're on the bottom side of $1.18. We're using that as resistance because every time we pop over it, we come back under. Which means, logically, if we keep doing this for any more of a stretch of, a period of time, we're going to come back down farther in the short time frame. And you could start to just do something like this for a while until you break to the bottom side of there, and then you would eventually come down. But there are other alternatives here besides just like, hey, we're going to keep grinding it out here. There's a potential here for squeezing up. This could pop down in a pretty quick motion. And then you could get a quick bounce up and try to go like this. Get the quick, back up, back up, back up. And then you would figure it out from that 123. But when you bring this out into the bigger time frames, I mean, it doesn't look great. So, what I want to do is I want to put the EMA on real quick. So that we can see exactly where we're at in the 4-hour time frame. Because I know we've come under a lot of the moving it at the 200-day. But if we come under in the 4-hour time frame, that's going to be a very big issue. See, we're under it on the 4-hour time frame, which is actually very bearish right now for XRP. So, that's pretty much indicative of what's going on here. Now that you broke over the 4-hour, now you usually seek out the daily time frame. Which, we're basically there. So, I mean, the only thing left is the weekly, and that's to go down. But once we get to the bottom sides of these, you tend to break down. All these are rounding, and they're falling. You see how they rounded and are starting to fall now? That's very bearish. We need some momentum. There's no momentum left. It seems like the momentum just flipped over. Oh, wait a minute. I was going to say, that doesn't even seem right. The blue is the 200-day. That's why it looks so fucked up. I'm like, how did this happen? Because I took this off and reset it. So let me just make the blue bigger because that makes more sense. That's why I stopped. Because I'm like, there's no way. The only one that I like to have the red is the 200-day because we're used to that. So, in the 4-hour time frame, we're still over it. That's why I was like, what the fuck is that? So, we're looking to seek out the $1.14. If we break that, we come down into the daily time frame, and that's what I'm worried about. This 95, 96 cent area. And that seems like a logical spot for it to touch down to, but I think it's going to be worse than that. I think this has a destiny to come back down to that 75 cent if this B extension's over. And it really does put you parallel with this level over here where we had a little bit of an issue. And that's the area I think we're going to come down to. But we're going to have to see because when we go into these different time frames, if we go into the shorter time frame, there's nothing that you can really point to and be like, all right, this looks good. Everything just looks like we're trending down, no matter where you go. Right now, we're at that $1.18. Once you break this heavy trading area, and it gets proven resistance, because in the 15, the 30, the 3, in these shorter time frames, the 200 days way up there now, and it's being resisted on, and all these time frames until you get to the 2-hour, where it's being held. And then if you break the 2-hour, you start going down to 116. You break that, you go down to the 114. You go down to the daily, then you're down to 93, 95. Then you start seeking out the weekly, and that's where it gets interesting. If you seek out the weekly's down at 58 cents right now. So that's what we got to see. We're hunting these moving averages right now. And XRP seems to be getting rejected at this level because the volume has crashed. When we got even to this push up, it crashed. So let's not look too much into it, and let's actually pay attention to what's going on. There's always the chance it can break up. But right now, for it to break up like, some want, it's going to have some kind of momentum up. If I had to guess, I would guess it's going to break down. It's just everything's pointing to that. The M's, even in the smaller time frames, which are topping reversals, and That's what I'm looking at a top and reversal here. So make sure that like button, those likes really are important. If you're looking to pay it forward, you can donate. There are links in the video descriptions below to donate. Always appreciate that. And also, if you want to join Tom's Army for $9.99 a month, you get the exclusive content. Other than that, you're on your own. I'll be back shortly. The more likes, the more videos.